I've talked about self love and how showing up for yourself is a really important thing. But I also want to talk about how to care for yourself and how to know that you need to improve in this aspect of your life. We have to stay kind and know that we deserve the things that we desire. We deserve the things that we want to go after because no one else can get it for you. You have to put forth the effort and the energy towards getting said thing that you set out for yourself. And that comes from caring about what it is that you think, what it is that you want. And when we talk about this specific topic, we have a lot of negative stigma on ourselves. We have a lot of doubts. We have a lot of negative things that doesn't allow us to truly express ourselves in the way that we want to. Because of these negative thoughts, we are constantly second guessing ourselves. I can say that to be true because whenever I speak about very personal topics, me, myself, I have moments where I am reflecting on myself and my previous self, my past. My past still comes up in my thoughts. However, I know that my past self isn't my current self. The current person that I am is someone that I've always wanted to be, but there is more to it. There is more that I want to get to, greater heights to climb. And with doing so, putting forth the effort into myself each and every day, knowing that you, along with myself, are just as important as the next person. We have exactly what it is, what it takes to get to specific points in our life that we want to get to. We are the people that must take initiative towards whatever it is that we desire. So, with this being an example, on my behalf, what I desire to do is to help other people realize that the mental blockade that we put on ourselves a lot of the time is what keeps us from pursuing certain things. It's what keeps us from not being abnormal or out of the norm of what everyone else is doing. Not every person that you have in your life is actively doing said thing that you want to do. Not everybody in your life is actually putting themselves out there because we are so fearful of rejection. We are so afraid of what the next person may think about us when we start this journey. And truth be told, a lot of us thinks about this. There is no doubt in my mind, really, of a person that has never, at the start, it's like, forget what everyone has to say. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to go out there and continue. There are moments where we have doubts. There are moments where we are doubting ourselves in a way that stunts our growth, stunts our progress. People are not perfect, and we shouldn't strive for perfection. That is another downfall on this, allowing ourselves to truly chase after what we want. Knowing that this mental blockade is something that we all have should be the key to unlock that door for you to embark on whatever journey that you see yourself going towards. There's a lot of hesitation in my thought process when it comes to this because I'm trying to paint the picture, all right? I'm trying to get you to understand that a lot of this is internal. A lot of this comes from the start of it, comes from ourselves. We are our biggest competitor, not anyone else. The comparison to other people should not matter to you because we all have our own race, our own journey that happens whenever we start. There are different places that we will reach at different moments, and you shouldn't compare your progress to the next person because that person is not you. You are a unique individual and you are different from all of these people that you have in your life. No matter how much you have in common, how much you see yourself as that person, they don't think the way that you do. They don't process the way that you do. So you should not allow yourself to think negatively. You think, therefore you are. And if you really think to yourself and know that you can make it into a reality, You know that you can start at any time, really. It doesn't have to be pushed months in advance. You can start really at any moment. You can start because you do not need the top of the line anything. All you really need is a camera, an idea, and to keep moving forward. There are times where you will be stagnant, yet you must recognize within yourself that you are being stagnant, that you are the one that is holding yourself back. The media really doesn't matter. The media doesn't matter because what is portrayed online is a fantasy. We only put the positive things online. Oh man. It is so funny to me because of how fake social media is, and realizing that you must be okay with your authenticity. You must be okay with yourself, so much so that you don't allow other people's opinions to dictate whether or not you should continue doing something. That idea of not being enough, that idea of failure, that idea of just not being competent, not being able to do said thing, isn't from these other people. Blaming it on life, I'm taking my Crocs off. Blaming it on life and blaming it on other people is a setback that you set for yourself, because it is a safeguard to not starting, to not beginning. You need, quite literally, in order to speak to people, you need that feedback. You need to not be afraid to be your authentic self. You need to not be afraid to put yourself out there, because it comes with that response from people that can help build you into the person that you want to be. You build yourself into the person that you want to be by putting in the effort into yourself, but also taking in that constructive criticism or the feedback or the positive responses onto how other people perceive you is another perspective that you can add onto yourself. You don't have to embrace and become these comments, because even still, there will be negative comments. There will be people who do not agree with what you have to say, but there will be people who look forward to what you have to offer, and that what they have can inspire the next person, and what you have can help aid them in the way that they seek. A lot of this is transferred information, and within transferred information, you take in what it is that is in your immediate environment, what you see online, what you see in life, what you've grown up with, and you take that in, you internalize it, and then you output it in your own perspective, in your own sight. Being afraid of what other people think is the biggest downfall when it comes to everyone, because we do not want to fail. Failing makes us look like a loser. It makes us be perceived, and perception is such a scary thing for all of us. Yet we have no control over anybody else but ourselves. And knowing that perception is something that you cannot control, being able to detach from that expectation that, oh, this is how I want to be perceived, but this is how I am being perceived. That doesn't matter. That is irrelevant. As long as you stay true to yourself and understand what it is that you want to establish, what you want to do, what you want to build, it all becomes easier. Because really, as harsh as this may seem, we die. We're not going to be on this earth forever. Understanding that perception and being perceived by other people, and by thinking that if you fail, you're a failure. If you do not continue, you're not worth anything. That is an internalized thought that you think about, and that you must change. You must train yourself to believe in yourself. And I'm not saying fake it until you make it. This is a real thing that you can internalize, yet we don't think positivity is as easily attained as negativity. It is so easy to succumb to just giving up. It is so easy to be led by negativity. Yet having a positive outlook on life is the hardest thing that you can do. But once you have a positive outlook on life, you'll have more peace within yourself. You will be at ease and at peace with everything that you begin because you know you have another opportunity. Each day that you're waking up is a blessing to go after what it is that you see that you want to do. And within this blessing, take the time, really take the time to understand that you, along with everyone else, are one and the same. These people who have made it to be successful were also in your predicament. They had to start somewhere. Whose life do you want to change? What life do you see yourself living? Change it for yourself and know that it is possible.